remember my iPad, the other one fried out that I had from way back from, it was 5 years old? Scott, I'm ready when you are. Good evening. We do have a member of the Ministerial Alliance with us tonight. Brett, would you please come forward?
Go ahead and close your eyes and bow your heads with me. Lord, thank you for the city of Oak Grove. Lord, I pray that you would just bless our city. Lord, I pray that you would just give them wisdom and guidance as they plan things and everything that they're going to do. Lord, I pray for your wisdom and guidance and your blessing upon our city. Thank you for this time. I pray this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I call the September 2nd, 2025 Board of Aldermen meeting to order. City Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Rachel Kilmer. Here. Kelly Netto. Here. Melissa Johnson. Here. Shane Shawbaker.
Here.
Tracy Newcomer. Pam Pope.
Here.
And Mayor Dana Webb.
Here, thank you. The next item on the agenda is new business, deletions, or continuances. We do not have any of those, so we will move on to public comments. City Clerk, do we have any?
There are none.
There are no public comments. The next item on the agenda is a consent agenda. These items are considered on the consent agenda so that members of the Board of Aldermen, by unanimous consent, can designate routine items to be approved by one motion. Tonight, we have approval of the August 18th, 2025 Board of Aldermen meeting minutes and expenditures through August 28th, 2025.
I make a motion, we approve the consent agenda?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. The next item on the agenda is unfinished business. We do not have any unfinished business tonight, so we'll move on to new business. The first item under new business is discussion, consideration, and possible action regarding an agreement between Cintas and the City of Oak Grove for AEDs and authorizing the mayor to execute the agreement. Scott?
So this is one of those unique creatures that many years ago when we started with the AEDs, several entities helped the city get these units, whether it was Sny Valley or we reached out and did our own or Red Cross. Recently, we've had several units that have either needed the pads replaced or the batteries replaced. And then we found out that there's also a date on the units that the manufacturer will no longer service the unit. So then at that point, you'd have to buy a new unit. So we have, I think, roughly 4 on hand, and they are different units. This would make it all the same units, and we've also identified areas that needed to be added to the for the safety of the public and staff. I'd be happy to answer any questions. I felt this was the best deal since it's a contract. They will come out and they'll inspect it each month, so it's something staff doesn't have to worry about. We won't have the situation where pads or batteries have expired and we weren't prepared.
Thank you, Scott. Does the board have any questions?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. I'm struggling with this one, Scott. So it would be, I believe you're saying around 14,000 to buy new ones, right? And then require ongoing maintenance. But it doesn't look like the ongoing maintenance is terribly expensive. So did we look at it?
It's kind of complicated. So to do the ongoing maintenance, some of the units you have to be certified in handling the units, and that's kind of challenging to get through. I've not been able to get through as being a certified. I've looked into it. It's typically done through an entity like Cintas, or sometimes your local fire department might be able to handle it. They were assisting, but it's not as easy as what it once was, right? Originally, they wanted them all out to entities to have them just on hand, and now they realize that they're expiring, the pads aren't being kept up to date, or, like I said, the batteries expire.
So, I mean, it looked like the pads have to be replaced once they've been used, right?
Yes, and they also expire just from age.
So, and I'm assuming that we have not used them a great deal. I mean, we need to have them. I have no
Correct,
problem
yeah.
with that. I just signing on for $10,000 a year basically forever versus buying some for 14 and having to spend money every 2 to 5 years to maintenance. I just wondered if, you know, how hard had we looked at that?
So I have looked at it pretty hard, and I guess what I'm trying to explain is it's one of those, I see both sides of it. I was on your side to begin with, and I went to the other way because what's happened is when we have multiple units, it's hard to get multiple different types. So we were going to be able to get them all the same unit, and then from there, we never have to worry about is this defibrillator going to work properly or not. It's being inspected properly.
So there aren't people out there that just do maintenance contracts on them?
Like Red Cross had a pretty good program, but they didn't do any inspections. They just left it on to the entity to take care of it. Sny Valley would come out once a year, or Mark Sherwood would actually come out once a year and help look at them. I've talked to Mark about this. First call I had was to Mark and ask him for advice too, because I was trying to get through this, find a solution. Because we were having multiple units. I just happened to go in and do an inspection, found another unit that was bad. So every time I was going somewhere, there was something that had to be dealt with, and two of them aren't even operable right now. So I was trying to figure out how we could keep this from happening in the future and also make it safe for everyone to be able to have and to use when needed.
Who inspects them? Like, who?
Well, see, that's the thing. There was never really a protocol before. It wasn't really set up. It was they have an audible alert, and usually that was enough to make it happen. Sometimes the audible alert doesn't work.
No, I mean, is this a requirement?
It's
Like,
become
for the state of
it's
Missouri,
become that
or-
way. There's been some issues. Well, I don't have all that information, but I know there's been an incident where there wasn't a defibrillator on hand, and there's been times when one's been needed and it wasn't operable. So there's a little bit of false sense of security that it was there, so it would be operable. This would hopefully never have that happen at our facilities.
Is having two in City Hall necessary with just one flight of staircase between the two spaces?
That
Or how do
that is
you-
completely what you guys, whatever you
'Cause I mean,
feel.
if you think the distance from one end of the field house to the other is greater than from those stairs between these two lobbies, you know, I don't know, just, it's small in the grand scheme of things, but just one way we could cut cost, I would think, but I'm obviously not an expert on this at all.
No, I agree. And I agree with you too, Pam. Like, that's, 10 grand a month isn't
Can we-
pennies, or, I don't know. But,
Or a year, yeah.
yeah.
Well, what-
yeah, 10
what do you-
Yeah, I said a month. I apologize, 10 grand a year.
What are you
Clarify.
proposing, Pam?
Well, there's only one price here, right, from one company. So are they the only company that make them?
It's the only company I've come across that provides this.
Okay.
That provides the
service.
ongoing service, you
Yes.
mean?
Correct me if I'm wrong, if anyone knows, but I believe there's a company in town that sells equipment to like fire departments. Is anyone familiar with this?
I'm not.
No.
Okay, well, I'll have to look it up, but when I was involved with the chamber, they had just come to town, but I just would think there has to be someone out there that offers the service to service them if we own them. I think it's worth spending a little more time on it, and maybe other municipalities would have referrals for us.
So that's
or-
I think City of Kansas City, City of Belton, and are two that I know of that just went with
Do this
Cintas.
program.
They just started, yeah. So I'll be happy looking into it. It's the first I knew of a monthly program, and these other cities were having the same problems with the AD. And the Cintas, I think, is one, and I'll be happy to look to see if I can find some more. I don't know of any more, but we can buy the AEDs, but it's filling out paperwork, and then, like I said, I'm not certified to.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah, sure. And, I mean, I don't know.
I
is-
don't understand that. Can you explain that? Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, you don't.
So the manufacturer wants somebody to verify that
That they're operable.
in the way that the manufacturer wants it. So how you get that certification through the manufacturer is the.
But I think that's what I'm asking. Like, who do we show the certification to? Like, who's,
Who we purchase the equipment from.
no, I mean, like, does the state of Missouri come in and say,
No.
how many AEDs do you have?
No.
How many?
No.
I know that it's like, I understand why we need it. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't.
Yeah, this
someone
was just
dictating you have to have
particular,
this,
the
but-
manufacturers want somebody certified on staff or with whoever they sell it to, that it's capable of performing the maintenance required to keep it. in
Or
op-
else what? Like, what are the
That-
consequences if we have someone checking in that's not certified?
That's a good question.
I think that's just like a general liability thing if we have the AED up and it's not.
Well, I'm not
working during
saying
an emergency.
Parks guy should be the one that's inspecting them. I feel like it should be like an EMT or paramedic or someone.
Right.
And that was kind of the discussion I had with Mark and some others, that it was getting to where it's probably extended past what staff should be
Yes,
willing to
for sure.
take on.
I'm sure that's stressful for you to like the liability of it, of like, what if we have an incident and, you know, like, so is there a paramedic in town that we could pay a, you know, part-time thing to, you know, I don't know. Is anyone on the police force trained on AEDs at all? No. I just think there's gotta be a better solution out there.
Sny
right?
Valley,
I do too.
Sny Valley in general.
Yeah, I do too. I think that something besides just signing on for this much, I mean, because, you know, there's people that inspect fire extinguishers. and
Yeah.
it-
It's like
There's
the same
gotta be
thing.
people that,
We pay for the fire extinguisher inspections.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then we pay them if one is non-operable, then we pay to have that new fire extinguisher put on.
Right.
So,
Scott,
Sorry, I don't want you to feel like we're like attacking you over this at all. Like, it's such
It's-
uncharted territory, and I do think this is totally out of your wheelhouse too, and you're just trying to figure this out as you go, so.
it's,
are you clear on what they're asking you to bring back?
I'll be happy to look to see if I can get some more quotes from competitors for sure. And I'll be happy to, the price that I quoted you for a new unit, they're around $2,000. And my preference is we would stick with one
Same.
type, yeah.
Oh, sure.
And then hopefully the type that's selected is one that's able to be maintained and not deemed obsolete in a couple of years or.
Right, they should be able to give us that information as far as how long they would warranty them or whatever the word would be. But,
Well, if we buy all new units and they go out in, 3 years, that's $20,000 we've saved.
yeah,
You know what I
Another
mean? And that's
reason
the thing.
yeah.
to see other bids is that the Centus quote looked like they offer a bunch of other services that other cities could be using, and they could be doing bundles and giving them a discount. So we could use another quote to look at.
So, yeah, I think like to action items, what is the lifespan of these? Is there a warranty that will be taken away from us if we don't use a certified inspector? And can we find a company that will just maintenance them? And if not, can we see other bids for the same service? I think those would be like the 4 action items, right?
Scott, are you clear, or would you like a motion?
No, I'm clear with
You're
that. Most of them are 5 years on the warranty.
Okay,
That's typically what the warranty is. Some of them are a little shorter, some are a little longer.
but is the warranty gonna be canceled on us before 5 years if we have someone that's?
Well, it's kind of it's not really so much a warranty. It's more about
That's the lifespan.
lifespan of the
Okay.
unit. So
Got
it's your job to make sure it's in working order.
So there's not a warranty in general?
So
There's a little bit of a warranty, but not like your car warranty, right?
Yeah.
So it's,
Well, I mean, because think about it. So if we had to break into that one right there, who knows what would happen to it if we had to use it? Well, sure, you're gonna have to
Would've had
replace
to
the
be done to
pads,
replace
but then other things, so you may have to replace the whole thing.
So if it's $14,000 to buy 7 of them and they last 5 years, that works out to $2,800 a year. So if we can find a company that will service them
For
for
less than that.
less than, $6,000 a year, we come out ahead. And I feel like then we have a little more control over it too, because we can make sure they're all matching from the same company and all that.
Yes.
Maybe. And then
Thank you for
we
mapping.
may do all this exercises and be like, yes, this makes the most sense, and we see how you got here. So, sorry.
the only thing I'd like to add is the reason why it's also before you is because all of them are in near failure or failed state, so,
It's not, like, we need to get this done fast, yeah.
yeah.
Would you have time to gather that information to bring back to the next meeting? Possibly?
I will do my best, for
Yeah.
sure, yeah.
That's all you can do.
Okay. Any other questions or discussion on
What
that?
two
No, thank you. I would
AEDs
just
are down
appreciate
now?
seeing some more
Agreed.
before we,
So the Davis Center unit is down, and the one at the ball fields complex is down. I'm going to take the one from the pool, since the pool season just ended, and it's in its last year. So you can't buy the pads, or, how I found about this problem, not to extend this any longer. I replaced batteries in one of the units because it was calling for replaced batteries, put the new batteries in, it still called for new batteries. Look into it further, it's expired, the unit's no longer deemed operable. It still works and does everything it's supposed to, but it's past its service life.
Right, but if that happens, I mean, well, yeah.
Yeah.
it has to be the same thing.
So in the meantime, while we have some of them down, is there any way to rent portable ones just to have on hand?
Yeah, so we'll shift where we need to keep it.
Yeah,
us
either
in compliance.
get them in those spots or
Right.
rent some portable ones from some company,
Yeah.
I would
please.
say the Davis Center and the police detention area would be the two most critical
Right.
spots to have them, probably.
And I couldn't answer for the police if I don't think they even have one. Do you do
do.
have two?
Yeah,
They
Okay.
have them,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, and I already asked Scott, this one here would move out to that lobby,
Yeah.
because it's kind of
The
hidden back
location
there.
can be placed wherever is
Yeah.
desired.
Thank you, Scott. I'm sorry that we put you through more. I just,
Well, like, what-
it's a lot of money, and so I
Right, what
wanted
do
to
the
make the best
schools do?
decision.
Because they have them, don't they? I mean, that might be something to look into.
Yeah, so maybe that's something we could partner with them on.
Yeah, if they do.
Or maybe they have someone that could quote, like they have their own quote. I think we all think that AEDs are great, but just how can we save on the servicing?
Sure, yeah.
Making that most,
I can remember when they first came out, and it was a struggle to get them
Oh,
because
yeah, we were talking about that.
everybody was writing the grants for them, so.
Chris, am I good? No, we don't need a motion, we can just move on? As long as he
Yeah.
understands, has clear direction,
Yeah.
you're good, you
I'm
said,
good,
yeah.
yep.
All right.
Thank you, Scott.
I don't want
Thank
to,
you.
I don't want to stop if you guys have more questions. Everyone good?
I think we're good. Thank
All right,
you.
we'll move on. The next item on the agenda is discussion regarding an update on the Blue Shield grant application request for portable radios. Chief?
Thank you, Mayor. This is really just on the heels of our last meeting where we had discussed in applying for the Blue Shield grant that we would be seeking the 12 mobile radios and working with the grant manager through DPS, which we should do diligently each time we apply for a grant. I've found the ambiguity in the allowable expenses in the sense that two lines are presented in the allowable. One is MOSWIN approved radios, which stands for Missouri Statewide Interoperability Plan, and then communication equipment. And so we were applying under the communication equipment because we are one of two regions in the state that are covered by MARS, the Metropolitan Area Regional Radio System. While we do comply with MOSWIN regulations, we are not up to their. We're at APX 6000s, MOSWIN is at APX 8000. It would be truly us going out and buying the Cadillac when we are perfectly fine picking up our Daytona Camaro. It's just, that's kind of the difference. It has bells and whistles we don't need. It makes the cost well above what we would want to be paying. So as I'm working with the grant manager, it was determined we do not qualify to buy the MARS radios with state grant funds. Their idea of communication equipment, even though I gave them the definition that they provided, apparatus that communicates one information to another or one, from one spot to another, they will only buy MOSWIN radios. So we had to back up. Since we cannot buy MARS radios, we had to back up, and we had to look at what is our priority list. And we have three things that we always prioritize: the radios, the MVAR and body cams, MVAR being mobile video and audio recording systems, and then patrol cars themselves. And so we had already had a MVAR plan in place at looking at replacing what we have in the patrol cars. Our mobile video units are anywhere from 14 to 7 years old, and they are beyond the ability to be repaired or replaced in that facet that what we have. And so I would just like to provide you that we are changing that grant application to cover the mobile video audio record units that are in the patrol cars. That is part of a much larger unit for the body cams, but we're working to try to cover as much of this with the grant funds as possible. And for the body cams, the captain is currently working on a second grant to apply for those as well. So I just didn't want it to be a surprise on a readdress when it come back saying MVARs and not portable radios.
Right.
And be happy to answer any questions.
Yeah, thank you, Chief. Thanks for clarity on that. This doesn't require an action. You all approved this last meeting, but if you have any questions or have discussion, please speak at this time.
I just want to ask about the radios. What's your vision for that, since you described how bad the situation is? Or do you anticipate trying to put that in a budget request for next year?
Yes, for the last couple of years, we have trickled in at 2 to 3 radios each year to always be cycling out the old and bringing in the new.
Okay.
And the captain is very good on staying on that. He has every radio in his mind of which one is coming up for replacement, which one can go out to the road, or maybe needs to be an admin radio. So yeah,
Thank
we
you.
work very closely with them.
So we still do have plans to get radios.
You bet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, at a piecemeal plan, not the whole bunch,
Yeah.
but at a piecemeal plan, yes.
Any other discussion? All right, the next item on the agenda is information reports. Matt, do you have one?
No, thank you, Mayor.
Chris? Jackson? Chief?
Yes, following this, I'll be headed to a conference, so I'll be out the remainder of the week, but the captain will be in office for any needs that you have.
All right, thank you. Kim?
No report.
Scott? No report. Rachel?
I had a resident come up to me that is concerned about the kids going back and forth between Webb Park and the pickleball courts. So this would kind of be a chief thing and a Scott thing. They were asking if there's any way we could get speed bumps there or a crosswalk, and I know that's a lot more complicated than just saying that, but I wanted to pass it along and mention it.
We'll get the crosswalk painted again. There
Okay.
used to be a crosswalk
Yeah,
there,
there is
right
one
by
there.
the light. Yeah, so we'll make sure it's painted.
Yeah, I think it's just faded.
Yeah.
I mean, in the comprehensive park plan, it does call for someday a raised table there. Is that what you call them?
I think it's, yeah.
Something like that? But yeah,
Yeah, just wanted to mention that.
It is a busy
I
area.
haven't, I'm not there often, so, but she said she goes a lot and it always freaks her out, so.
very good. Kelly? Oh, do you have anything else? Were you done?
Nope, that's it.
Kelly?
No report.
Melissa? Shane?
No report.
Pam?
No report.
And no report for me. I'm looking for a motion for executive session. Please remember all three numbers.
I make a motion that we move into executive session 610.021, 611, 610.0212, and 610.0213.
A second.
We have a motion and a second for executive session 610.021, 2, and 3. Any discussion? If not, City Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Rachel Kilmer,
Yes.
Kelly Neto,
Yes.
Melissa Johnson, Shane Shawbaker,
Yes.
Pam Pope.
Yes.
We are adjourned to executive session.